What is up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlon, aka The Laptop Legend. In today's video, I want to talk about this new analyst research that just came out for MITI, giving it a new price target of $2. And like I said, I think dollars is coming pretty soon, but there's a lot of really good research in this, analysis that I want to talk about and dive in a little bit more in depth, because I think the article does a really good job of explaining what the value proposition is of MIDI and why this could be such a groundbreaking company and why it has such big potential in the future, and therefore why it could be at dollars soon, even though it's trading under 50 cents right now. So I want to talk about that today. Please excuse the wet hair. I just took a shower. I don't want to be dirty for you guys. I know sometimes I wear the same shirt like 4 days in a row, so hopefully none of you guys will ever catch that. I'm not sure why I'm calling it out if I don't want you guys to catch that, but definitely if you see a shirt this color tomorrow, it is not the same one. Definitely not. And yeah, let's dive into my computer and talk about this analyst research. All right, guys, so I'm here at my computer, and this is the chart for MIDI today. You can see it is up from the last couple of days. It broke over 50 cents for just a tiny second. And then someone sat on it and it just faded down and continued consolidating all day long. If you go look at the 3-month chart, you can see, to me, it kind of looks like that stair-stepper pattern. So you get a nice little run-up, some consolidation, nice little run-up, some consolidation, nice little run-up, some consolidation. So I think it's still in the consolidation point currently. And I think, the next time we get a press release with some decent news, I think this thing is breaking these all-time highs and probably continuing on up there and maybe testing dollars. So that is what I see in terms of the chart. But you can see there's no official press release today, which I think is part of why we didn't see a bigger spike, despite the fact that this thing was released. But if you go here, it actually did appear on Yahoo Finance. So we can see Goldman Small, I don't know if it's Goldman, I don't want to say that wrong. Goldman Small Cap Research publishes new research report on Metesco Inc. And again, MIDI is Metesco Inc. And that means progress, I believe, in Greek or something like that. And so you can see here, I'm not going to read this at Yahoo Finance, but just so you know, Goldman Small Cap Research was compensated $4,000 by the company to produce and distribute the research reports and press releases. So he was paid, $4,000 to do this by the company, and I think it was a good investment by the company. I think it is some very good research on the company, and I think it's helpful to know the perspective of a financial analyst. And part of his fiduciary duty is not allowing the fact that he's being paid by a company to influence the report in any way, shape, or form. It just influences the fact that he makes the report, so he can't pump up a company because they paid him to write a research report on them. So if we go down into the actual report, we can see here, again, nothing that we don't know in terms of the company snapshot. Metesco is a holding company with subsidiaries and assets in healthcare technology and services in the U.S. and abroad. The flagship subsidiary, The Good Clinic, is building out a network of clinics using the nurse practitioner operating as its primary healthcare provider and incorporating telehealth technology along with wellness and prevention offerings. So again, it's all in one, and the goal for this is to be profitable in a few years from now, but not right now, if that makes sense. And again, it's very helpful to see the perspective of a financial analyst on this company, because I understand a little bit better what kind of the trajectory for Metesco is, and it feels good to know what the company is going to be doing and what we can reasonably expect from the company. So you can see here, again, today, February 1st, is the launch of their first clinic, The Good Clinic in Minneapolis. If any of you guys are in Minneapolis, definitely, swing by there, check it out. Maybe DM me a picture of it on Instagram. I'll throw it in one of the next videos just to see what it's like in there, because I think it's exciting. It's an exciting time. They're launching the first location of the novel nurse practitioner consumer-centric clinic network model poised to foster higher recurring revenue and profit as compared with the company's peers. And I think that's a really important point, and I'll get more into that in just a second. So this is also an important point. The fact that they have the integrated telehealth and wellness offerings, again, the ability to do stuff digitally as well as without super long wait times in the office, is going to provide superior patient outcomes, along with the fact that it's good from a business model. So this is because it's good for patients, it is also good from a company standpoint in terms of profitability and being able to scale this company. And this is, where they talk about the scaling of the business. So they are ready to swiftly scale this business from an estimated 5 locations in 2021. And again, they have 2, I think, letters of intent signed in Denver already. And then he said he looked at 5 new locations within Minneapolis, and they're looking to expand to Florida and New York as well very shortly. So be looking out for that. It's coming up soon. But because of that, they expect that they could easily get, from 5 locations in 2021 to 40 locations pretty soon. And again, the price right now, the stock price is 45 cents, 46 cents, and we have 1 location open. So once this thing starts getting more hype, I really think it's just going up from here. You just have to be aware that it's still in the beginning phases, and this is kind of a long-term investment. And by long-term for me, it could potentially be a couple of years. Now, if we're hitting that dollar mark very shortly, I might have to take some off the table. So ideally, I'd like to load more here in this area, because if this is going to be at dollars, I would like to still have some shares and see what it can do after that. And here's the cool thing about it. Basically, the management has built a better mousetrap, and if you don't know what that analogy means, it's basically just a better version of something that already exists. They improved on the design that already exists. And because of that, this could be fundamental in changing how the entire industry of primary clinics are designed and operated. And again, as a reminder, the people who are the executive team, key management members, brought Minute Clinic, previously known as Quickmedics, to scale and sold it to CVS for $170 million. And again, I also tweeted this fact, but they took it from, I believe it was 9 locations and brought it up to 500 locations in 3 years, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just insane, the potential that this has to scale up very, very quickly. The peers are hemorrhaging money, and part of that is because doctors are so expensive. And it talks about it here, if I can find exactly where it is. Yeah, here we go. So under competitive advantages, this is, if you don't know what that means, business terminology. Basically, this means what sets Metesco apart from its competitors and what has the potential to make it succeed a lot more where its competitors might not have succeeded that much, or they might have failed, if that makes sense. What sets MIDI apart and will allow it to succeed in the long run. And it talks about that here. They built a model that merges the best of existing healthcare services, retail health and concierge medicine, with a twist. It's led by nurse practitioners rather than doctors, which reduces the labor costs by as much as 40% right off the bat, thus fostering profitability in a segment whose major players cannot seem to achieve it. So again, let me just put that in different words. Because the people who they're hiring at these facilities, they don't have to charge as much as a doctor, up to 40% less. There's a lot better chance. Sorry, I'm a tiny bit sick right now. There's a lot better chance for MIDI to have profitability within just a couple of years, which is really, really good from an investor standpoint, because most of these healthcare technology companies, healthcare acquisitions companies, are not profitable. They're just not able to be profitable. So you can see here, we go down a little bit and we get the forecasts for the company. In 2020, they estimated a loss of $3.2 million with no recorded revenue. Again, this is just the very beginning, the very baby stages of the company. So this is normal, 100% normal. An infrastructure building year for the company, and the results reflect this status. For 2021, we estimate $2.25 million in revenue with an operating loss of $4.2 million. Moving forward, in 2022, a modest operating and net loss of $330K and $1 million respectively. It's possible MIDI could be profitable as early as 2022. But again, you have to put this in perspective. I just found out about MIDI pretty recently, within the last couple of months. And it's already gone up a lot since I've gotten in. And again, we just have 1 location that opened today, and obviously it's not going to be profitable this year, the company as a whole, because they're opening so many new locations. There's a cost to open each new location. But if they can open 40 locations, and those locations can be profitable because the nurse practitioners don't have to charge as much, So there's more opportunity to generate profit from all these new locations that are opening. And we have a team running it that opened 500 locations for the Minute Clinic. I think that bodes pretty well. I don't know about you guys. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I really like the prospects of this, man. I really like the prospects. And then it goes and talks about some of the stuff, that we've already talked about. So for me, this is kind of the biggest area, just knowing what to expect in the finances. 2023, top line of 49.7, net of $9.3 million. So I mean, by 2023, this thing could be pulling in some serious profits, which is crazy for a company like this. But again, you have to consider, guys, that's 3 years out. Are you willing to hold these shares for 3 years? For me, it's going to be tough with the amount of shares that I have now. If it goes up to $5, I don't know that I'm going to not be able to sell. So I might need to buy more shares right now, honestly. So I don't have that much buying power, so I gotta figure out a way that I can do that. Maybe I need to deposit more money. Throw another, I don't know, $5,000 in my Roth IRA. See what I can do. But pretty interesting, honestly. I'm very excited to see what it does. Here he just talks about, the fact that they're using these convertible, I guess non-convertible, preferred shares that come with one common share, which is going to prevent dilution, which protects us early investors, which is a really good thing that they care about that, so they can fund the company, they can fund the new locations with these preferred shares, but not screw us over with tons of dilution, which is a great thing. And again, it's just the beginning. The Good Clinic is just one of the potential acquisitions. It has, I think, a subsidiary, Metesco does, in Ireland as well. So I mean, there's international stuff, and we don't know what else besides the Good Clinic is going to be in the works. We don't. And the executive team, I have complete faith in that they're going to do the right thing. This is, it's some good stuff, man. That's all I wanted to say. So hopefully you found this video helpful. I don't want to go through all this, but I'm going to throw this link. If you made it to the end, I'm going to throw this link in the description of the video. So feel free to read this whole thing. It's definitely very interesting. I highly recommend that you check it out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you made it this far, cheers, mate. Top of the morning to you. That was my attempt at a British accent. All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate you making it to the end. I will see you in the next video. Until then, you know the drill. Let's grow better together. Preguntar, bebé, dime por qué te mientes. No puedes esconder todo lo que tú por mí sientes.